All right, what's up? All right, we live, man. What's up?
Not much, man. What's going on?
Not much, man. Appreciate you guys joining us. This is the 28th episode of Sunday Car Talk. We're so close to episode 30. Um, we're to be exact, we're two numbers away. What's up in the chat? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all that. All right, guys, we'll jump right into it. So I'm thinking about doing a series, and we're gonna call it "Racing for Dummies" because I feel like there's a lot of people. Um, I'm not trying to single out LFM because that's really all I race, so that's all I can go by. Just like a lot of people that don't understand like regular courtesy when they're out there on the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of did just single out LFM though.
Well, that's like I said, that's the only one I race, so that's all I can single out. If when I was on iRacing, of course, it was other servers or people that was doing the same thing, so it's fair enough, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
But yeah, in regards to like like racing like etiquette, it's kind of like so. For instance, I think we all know if you're getting a blue flag, that means you're slow. That faster traffic is approaching. So is your duty to stay in your line. Don't try to race or overtake anybody. Stay in your line and let the slower car overtake you. Um, but there's also this one thing where like a person that qualified in like the top five, when they start out the race, they get wrecked and they get sent to the back, or they get sent to like 12th place or something like that. So somebody like me that might be in eighth place, if they're making their way up to me, and I'm trying to battle with the P7, P6, and P5 guys, there's a faster guy coming behind me, coming up from behind me, and he has the blue flag, but yet he's trying to race and he's trying to overtake. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you shouldn't do that. That's a no-no. Even if you're faster, you're still supposed to keep your distance from people that are battling in front of you. You know?
Yeah, it really has more to do with track positioning because you could be a back marker, but because of say a caution, pits, all kind of stuff, right? You could still be a back marker, but find yourself amongst front runners, right? And so let's just say if your car does still have like you found pace all of a sudden, right? Your last pit, the engineer sorted something out, and now you got pace all of a sudden.
Hmm.
Too bad, too bad,
Right. Right.
right? It's like you're kind of already either like a lap down or just like you're displaced in terms of position. So what you should not do is get involved with battles for position.
Hmm.
So if there's like a P4, 5, and 6 battle, or 4, 5, 6, and 7, and somehow you just find your way around that group of cars, even though you're a whole lap down, you're like P25 or something, but you feel as though, but I got pace. Doesn't matter. You're not a part of this battle. Fall back.
Yeah, but my whole thing is just like the audacity for you to try to ruin somebody else's race just because, your race got ruined, you know? But there's like an entitlement within sim racing too also. Like there's a lot of people that they feel like so for instance, you'll be in a public practice server, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all got to get our times in. We all trying to practice. So say you're slower than another guy and you're putting your time down. You're halfway through the lap and you're doing real good. There's people that are coming up from behind you that may be faster. It's like they feel like you supposed to slow down and get out the way. And it's like this is a practice server. Number one, we all got to practice. Number two, I deserve the same amount of respect on this track as you aliens do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of aliens out there that feel like they just got entitlement to the track and they feel like they own it. You know what I mean? But nah, I'm just playing. But you see a
Well,
lot of
no,
that.
it's one of those things where I don't think they've really studied enough real world racing to
Hmm.
kind of understand how to practice etiquette in the virtual environment because the
Hmm.
the virtual environment kind of affords you to like do dumb shit, right?
Hmm.
And your car's not wrecked anyway. All you're really doing is just restarting or going back into the garage, and your car's fixed.
Hmm.
Maybe you took a hit to your safety at best, right? But there's no real consequence. And so that's the thing, dude. It's like they have not really consumed enough motorsport from the standpoint of watching, say, like somebody's season go up in flames because of a crash, right?
Hmm.
Two more races remaining. They crashed out, you know, uh, whatever the case may be. But just watching like racers go through the agony of that type of stuff, like what it takes to scrape up a budget, do this type of stuff, because once again, dude, the sim environment mirrors the real environment to so much of an extent.
Hmm.
Uh, from a racing standpoint, there's
Hmm.
also the extraneous parts of it, the penalties, the etiquette, the culture, all that kind of stuff. There's stuff that guys do in sim racing in GT cars you wouldn't be caught dead doing on a real track in a GT car. I'm
So
sorry.
what would be the penalties? Do you think that's reason why? Because they're like the penalties would be a little stiffer.
Yeah, yeah, they don't because they don't institute. I really do feel as though sim racing does need to have some sort of platform where the penalties very much mirror the very type of racing activity that you do in the real world. So, for example, you do some highly questionable stuff, you might get a race or two banned. And I think the same thing should happen. See, so if you're doing like LFM dailies and stuff like that, and you do some stupid stuff, and the steward say, okay, you get a two-race ban for the next 2 days, you ain't racing.
Yeah, yeah,
Straight up.
yeah.
Okay. The penalties that happen in real racing environments, because let's think about it, dude, these machines are supposed to be high dollar, correct?
Hmm.
From what I heard, those Mercedes AMGs, GT3s, those things go for a half a mil a pop, or like 550.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine with some of the
Chump
cost of the
change.
other. Yeah, chump change, you call it?
Yeah, chump change. Yeah.
Chump change, you know.
I
But
found that in the washer. Go ahead.
yeah, right. I found that in just in the pocket of some old pants when I was doing some laundry. But I would imagine some cars cost more, some cars cost a little less. The reality is though we're paying in upwards of close to half a mil for these cars in real life. You so much as put contact on the fenders, okay, let alone like just completely blowing somebody off, into the barriers or something like that. But think about the little carbon fiber bits that break off, and then it's just like, oh, 1,500 there, $1,000 there, 2 grand there, right? You start to put the cost on the ledger and stuff, right?
Hmm.
And see, it's because of this that in the real world racing environment, a lot of guys, unless they're just stupid rich and they just don't give a shit and they just pay the bill, most guys ain't really trying to put their cars in other cars like that. They're
Yeah.
not really trying to do that. And
Hmm.
so I think you have to have a sim racing environment where the penalty is stiff to the point where you have an aversion to doing dumb shit.
Like you'll
Pardon my
think
language.
twice. You'll think twice about doing something
Yes, yes. This is what I'm ultimately getting at.
crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Where you take a dude out and something, and it's kind of like in the sim environment. Let's just say it tallies up uh, the damn total on the repair bill, and it's just like,
Hmm.
you know what, dude, you're not racing for 2 days, bro. Sit down and think about what you did.
Yeah. Well, no,
And
that
I would
needs.
and I, would- and I would say that especially that applies if you're like a repeat offender and you just do that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do think that has to be instituted.
Well, I mean, like I said, man, that's something that should be instituted. But I kind of mentioned this before because I think we talked about this topic before with off camera. But so like how when you drive backwards in practice,
Mm-hmm.
instead of course of the game just resets. You reset to the pit. It's like you get
Mm-hmm.
disqualified immediately. I feel like when a person, along with what you're doing, to mirror the real world, but I feel like if somebody like if I'm following somebody and I'm getting the blue flag and I'm like one lap down on the person in front of me and I start to try to overtake, I think somehow the game should like be able to like read that instantly and stop that guy from ruining somebody else's race. Because the thing about racing is you can't get the time back. Like you can't get the conditions back. You can't get that formula back. So if somebody ruins my race and I just had a really good race, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I get that's cool. I want them to get penalized because they should get penalized. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'll never get this back. So it's kind of like I wish that I want something to happen instant to where it's kind of like Minority Report. It's kind of like Tom Cruise is
Oh
stopping the
gosh.
crime from happening right then and there. He's stopping it from happening, but he's still putting them in jail. You know what
Well,
I mean?
nah,
So
I
that's
think
how I
nah.
want it.
I don't think like there's an AI component that's sufficient enough to make those sorts of judgment calls. I want to say, dude, there was like maybe like three. Sorry, man, my allergies, bro.
Yo,
There's
what's
like
up,
maybe.
Chris? What's up, Chris White in the chat? We got Boosie as well.
Oh, hey, what's going on, bro? I want to say it was like 4 or 5 car talks ago. It was a Formula One race, and we were talking about an incident that happened, and we were trying to determine whether it was a racing incident, right? And we went back and forth for like 15 minutes. I don't think we went back and forth. We were just analyzing it, right?
Hmm.
I don't think AI has the ability to really kind of make those determinations in that amount of time. I really do think it does. Unfortunately, unfortunately, because like you said, ultimately it ruins your race. Okay, it's not as if you can get that shit back, right? When somebody ruins your race is ruined. Okay, so it works the same way in the real world. You're not going to get it back. Let's talk about karting. Hey, somebody takes you off, dude. Yeah, that's pretty much that until the officials say something afterwards, right?
Hmm.
But that's kind of one of the realities of racing. So I think it should function the same way. I just think there needs to be a stewarding component that stewards races just like how they're steward. It has to mirror it exactly, and there has to be penalties extracted exactly.
Now, now in like certain private leagues, I'm pretty sure that they can, punish who they need to punish, in the right way because they do have live storing, like Boosie says, they
Yeah, I
do
was
have
gonna
live
say
storing.
some of
But
those series have live stewarding. Yeah,
yeah, but the thing and the reason why I'm saying I'll push for that is because it's kind of like being reactive as opposed to like it's about being proactive as opposed to reactive. The reason why I'm saying that I do believe that an AI system would be sophisticated to see that because before you pull up on somebody, you get like 5 blue flags before you pull up on them. So it's like if you really kind of look at the parameters that the computer would have to work on, it would kind of be not fail proof because anything outside of a human's hand is always going to be fail proof. I mean, it's always going to be like prone to some type of mishap down the line once or twice, or maybe even 10 times if the system is flawed. But if they're getting like, if I'm getting 5 blue flags before I pull up on somebody that I'm one lap behind and I'm about like, it's already triggered to the computer that I'm trying to be aggressive towards this person. And once that code recognizes that I'm aggressive, that code then gets sent to another signal and blah blah blah, and it mirrors me. It puts an
well,
alert on
you
me, and
but
if I
but then
yeah,
but then you open up the now you're opening this all up to hacks, mods, and cheats.
you ain't like
This
that.
is
But before that even happened, but how would I be opening it up when why is it not open
no,
now?
because what I'm saying is that you can have people that are look, okay, we just talked about cheat engine on the last live stream, right? So who's to say somebody doesn't come up with some sort of mod that enables you to do that and it literally bypasses the AI to do. Dude, like you showed a video of a guy tumbling a car down the track and he won a race. Okay. So I wouldn't put it above people and their ability to write some sort of hackware, right? I think what needs to happen here is that I don't think AI needs to step into this equation. This is where humans and stewards and stuff like that come into the frame
Well, listen what
because
I'm
I
saying.
think
It's already here. The reason why I'm saying it's already here is because if I go on a track right now, ACC, and I turn around and go backwards, it's gonna reset
yeah.
me already. So I
Well,
guess the reason why I was saying that the reason why I was saying that also is just like I get it. We need to mirror the real world. Of course, we should mirror the real world. But what I'm saying is there's a possibility to where it could like save. Because I don't really understand why anybody would be opposed to it. Because like, what would be the
I would
down?
be opposed to it because I don't trust AI making judgment calls on racing
But
incidents.
they already make judgment calls for us already. Because the thing about it is, in ACC, you can it's very debatable. Sometimes you get those off tracks. Sometimes it's like, how did that even happen?
But
You in
are
a
we
live
talking?
story, a
Are we
live
talking
story wouldn't
about?
see that. You know,
But are we talking about? Are we talking about just say like the game when you're racing against AI, right? Versus leagues like an RCI, Apex Online Racing, stuff like that, where they have live stewarding. That's what I'm saying. Like, which one are we dealing with here? Because if we're dealing
but
with live stewarding, then what we have to do is negate that component. We have to rely on the live stewards to call the race. And if they're going to call the race, I'm saying they need to call it much like how every other GT3 race is called.
but listen to what I'm saying though, bro. Like, yeah, of course they should, but the game is gonna
Okay.
register. A game is gonna register an off track. Now, what becomes subjective and what the stewards want to say whether it's an off track or not is when the game registered as a warning, because when you get that, you get 3 warnings before you're kicked out, before you have to have do a stop and go on ACC,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't get warnings for off tracks. You only get
Yeah.
warnings for warnings. So what I'm trying to say, in LFM for instance, every off track is registered as an incident, but there's
Mm-hmm.
certain warnings that might not be registered as an incident. It says it on their website.
Yeah.
So
You
what
can
I'm
set
trying to,
the parameters up. Yeah.
well, you know, we can't set the parameters up. They see whether it's a warning or an off track or not. I guess what I'm trying to say is AI is always going to be relied on when it comes to like an iRacing. All of that. Every time there's an incident being registered, that's AI making that determination for you. Even
But the
if it's going to be
stewards
a
can
lot, even if
override.
yeah, they can override. No, of course they can override it. But what
Okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
say is, you were saying don't we shouldn't get to the point to where we are introducing AI. Like the
No,
whole
I'm
game
saying,
is AI.
I'm saying in races where there's live stewards, you use live stewards. In races where it's just like
Well,
it's
yeah, of
LFM, there's
course.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is my point. This is my point. I'm saying there's races that happen in open service. There's no live stewards, so you have to rely on the AI, obviously. But I'm saying in races where I'm literally watching leagues and there's like literally live stewards, why are we talking AI? The stewards themselves need to steward the races just like live stewards steward GT3 races.
Well, oh, yeah.
There's, we don't need an AI for that. All you
No, of
do
course we don't.
is you okay. This is my point. You mirror it. That's it. That's literally it. You don't need to like I said, dude. We broke down a racing incident in an F1 race. We didn't need AI to do it. You and I, utilizing our knowledge of racing, we're looking at the overlap, the gaps, what was going on, who came into this braking zone, was there a gap here, this and that. This is how steward races. Humans have been doing this since the onset of motorsport. This isn't nothing new to us. I'm just saying, in the virtual environment, do the same damn thing,
Well,
because it's not being done, and it's the reason why you're saying, okay, well, a guy can completely ruin my race. Totally not, because think about it. If you were karting, that wouldn't fly.
yeah, but
Okay.
here's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, no, everything you're saying, I agree with. So I don't understand. Honestly, what I'm trying to say is, I agree with the live stewarding part. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to say, if the game already has a function to where if you drive backwards, it'll automatically shut your race off and put you in the pits. What would be why would you be opposed to the game itself then saying, okay, we'll just actually add one more also to where we could stop this person from ruining this person who went from P10 to P3. We're gonna stop this person that's blue from taking out this guy's race. Like, the AI is already happening. Why can't that happen even on live steward races to where it's like, oh guys, don't do that. If you do that, you know what's going to happen. The system's already going to reset you.
Because what we're trying to do is trust the integrity of the individuals that are participating, right?
But
Because, like I
bro,
said,
if your race is
but
already in, your race is already why I don't want to. Well, I guess what I'm asking you, bro, is let me just answer this
Mhm.
for me. If you
Yeah,
can have the ability to stop an incident from happening, why would you be opposed to that? Especially in a sim racing event where racing is it's based on formulas. I might not ever get to the point to
because
where I'm
now
P1 here.
because now you're encroaching into the area of precognition, and I don't what I don't want is AI making an assumption about what I'm going to do.
But I
That's why.
told you the parameters they would have to base it on. If I'm coming up on somebody and I'm one lap down, I'm gonna get 10 blue flags before I get to this person.
Right. And so what I'm saying is you're gonna have to rely on AI judgment for that.
We have to rely on AI judgment for all this stuff.
No, I'm saying in live races you rely on live stewarding.
No, on live
The
races, you
the
also,
AI the AI drives the game. Yes, I agree. Okay,
but the
it's
AI
Unreal
had,
Engine.
but AI is still being used on there, bro.
Stewards, it's the stewards who make the calls in
After the
races.
fact, but they make the calls after the fact.
That's what happens in the real world. That's what I'm saying. It has to mirror the real world.
So why
Now,
can't
if you want to, if you want to, if you don't, if you want to go beyond that, now we're talking the area of precognition and
bro?
predetermination.
You're
I'm not sure if I
being
trust
stubborn
that.
on no reason. You're being stubborn for no reason,
I'm
bro.
not being stubborn. Oh, I'm being real. I'm being real. No, either there's a human component or you're going to give it to AI. And if you give it to AI, what are you going to do? You're going to argue against it?
No
If you
one's
feel
giving
as
anything
though,
to AI though.
okay,
But what
I'm
what I'm
just
trying to
saying,
say
I
is,
would
what are we
prefer it
giving
to be
to AI?
traditional.
But we're
I
not
would
giving
prefer
anything
it.
to AI. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're saying that what it is that in the game, the AI should have the ability to determine what a person did and then just punt them. What if it determined that you did something and you're like, I didn't do that? What are you going to do?
We get that all the
I
time,
would
bro.
prefer. I would prefer stewards make that determination.
You
That way,
do know,
I have a human I can argue with.
but what I'm trying to say is, bro, net code exists, and people don't even like racing and iRacing because they feel like it registers some type of like code to where I'm like 5 feet away from this car and it says that I hit the car. Like that's AI itself. That's just a malfunction that's gonna happen. Like
What would are you?
our factors just had a malfunction the whole time during a
Well,
live stream.
so right. See, so what do we do? Just kind of rely on it. So we rely on it more. I would prefer once again to rely on the human component. At least the human understands, right? At least they understand racing concepts and stuff like that. Like I said, that if somebody made a call in a kart race, at least you can go to the officials and argue the point. Pull your goddamn GoPro, show them the footage, and get the shit overturned. You've seen this happen before, have you not?
Of course, but it's not for something as simple.
Okay.
Listen, okay, let's just get this. Let's just get this straight. Number one, I'm saying the exact same thing you're saying, so I don't understand why we're going so far on this. I do think that live
Because
stewarding
you're
should be
saying that
used.
AI should make determinations, and I'm saying no.
No, that's
That's
not what
why.
I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
Okay,
AI
clarify.
should be, yeah, AI should be something on based on a hard line, something within the system. Like I said, if you drive backwards on ACC on any track, it's going to automatically reset you. For
But
something
that's driving
extreme,
backwards.
I
Are
just,
you talking about making judgment calls in racing incidents?
if you would let me explain what
I'm
I'm
trying to
trying to say.
understand because you keep bringing up driving backwards, and I'm like, I'm talking about judgment calls in racing incidents.
So what I'm trying to tell you is I keep bringing it up because you got to understand that's a hard reset that's built into the game. For something as extreme as a lapped blue car taking out a front runner, there's a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of incidents they're gonna be following that person for about for 2 laps. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't see what would be the problem with the AI making that one particular. Well, that's just one. We're not talking about a dive bomb from people that are fighting for position. That can be done by the stewardess. We're not talking about somebody that punished somebody off and they were 5 and 6, that can be done by the stewardess. We're not talking about somebody that's cutting the track and then they get in front of somebody and they don't give it back. That can be done
Mm-hmm.
by the stewardess. But
So,
something as abrasive as following somebody for 2 laps when you are a
mm-hmm.
blue lapped car and then
Mm-hmm.
you finally make a move to take them out, that's something that should have been pre-registered by the computer, the AI, for 5 laps, saying this person is becoming aggressive. This person is becoming aggressive. Why is this person becoming aggressive? This person becoming aggressive because they want to get past this person, but they are a lapped car. If it told the computer that, that would be the same thing and a hard reset, just like I said originally, if you drive backwards, it's going to automatically send you to the pits.
It that
Those two no, no, listen. AI will only be making decisions like they already doing on the driving backwards. AI should only make decisions on those two particular instances. Outside of that, like I said before, me and you both agree. All stewarding
mhm.
events, all incidents should be done by the stewards.
Well, we don't agree because I'm saying AI should have no place. So we
But they
actually
already
don't
have
agree.
a
And what
place.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is that AI should not make any kind of determinations where a car automatically does anything because that does not happen in the real world. What happens is you get flagged, and then the stewards go to the team manager and say, "Hey, tell your guy to bring his goddamn car in. You guys have a drive-through penalty, or you guys have a stop and go." That's what happens in the real world. There's no AI that just takes a car off the track, and that's all my point is. Everything has to mirror the real world. If it's not that, then it's kind of what we have
But
now.
bro, we're in sim. We're in sim. Of course, it's not going to mirror the real world like all the way.
No, I'm saying it should. That's why I'm saying like race penalties and shit like that, where people cannot fucking log onto a server for a few days to race.
No,
You
I
do,
agree.
you do.
That should happen.
Yeah. That's
I
what I.
said
But
that.
this is my point. This is my point. I'm saying things should mirror in the real world. There's no AI. There's just basically people who make determinations. Okay, you did dumbass shit on the track. We gave you warnings. We did this. We did this. You got a 2 race penalty. You have a 3 race penalty. You cannot log on. They suspend their fucking Steam account for like 3 days or whatever, right? And then they clear their shit. And then it's just like, let's just say they put them back down a notch. Now they got to get their safety back up to get back in. I'm saying that would discourage a lot of people from doing a lot of dumb shit. You don't need an AI to kick people out. I'm just saying you incur penalties much like how they do it in the real world. There's a lot of guys that get out there, they got a shit ton of money, they do stupid shit on the track. Guess what happens? They get banned.
Yeah, but my race was ruined. Do you understand? Do you understand? I've been
That
training.
happens in the real world, though,
I
bro. It
understand that,
does.
but I understand that happens in the real world. But obviously, we're racing in our living rooms. So what I'm trying to say is, if we can stop something from happening, if we can
Oh
get Tom Cruise to stop something from happening, let's get this man to stop a murder from happening.
no, sorry. You know what? I'll let you have that one. I don't agree. I'll let you have it though, dog.
It ain't about letting it have it. You can
I
have
no, I'm
your
not.
you
I'm
can
not going to
have
keep
your
pushing
opinion,
it. No,
but
I'm just saying. I have my
not
opinion. I'm not going to push it anymore. I'm just
it's
saying
not
we'll
logical.
disagree on that one.
It's not
we'll,
logical.
we uh, I agree.
It's
I
not
disagree.
logical. Oh
Uh,
man.
Go
Oh,
ahead, dude. You got it. Like I said, you got it, bro.
I mean, nah. I mean, we ain't, listen. We got multiple opinions out here, man. Stand on what you stand on, man. Ain't nothing. No,
I
ain't no
standing on what I'm.
feelings
That's what
hurt.
I'm saying. Respectfully, we're disagreeing. Like I said, I don't have any more on it. I'm standing where I'm standing. I don't have any more on it.
So Boosie says some leagues they have live stewarding, of course. OOR does a great job of stewarding. Boosie, from my experience in racing in a lot of leagues, the only system that AI runs is the parameters of the track, while the stewards control racing incidents.
Thank you.
But we both agreed to that. What are you saying? Thank you to.
No, this whole thing of
This
AI
whole time I've
making
been agreeing with you.
no,
I didn't say we can
no,
make it
no.
easier
I'm
that
talking
way.
about. I'm saying, dude, because in the real world, like the car just doesn't magically pop off the track. I'm saying in the real world, a dude takes a dude out. The stewards go down. They talk to the manager, the team manager, and they tell him, "Hey, look, after reviewing this, this is what we're gonna impose. It'll either be a post race penalty or a mid race penalty.
Yo,
That's what they do."
yeah, I know. Well, yeah, we already agreed on that. I don't know why we keep talking about that.
Well,
Anyways,
because it's the AI. It's the AI taking the car off the track if they do something. I'm like, when in the real world do they just take a car off the track when they do something?
but
Usually, if a car does something, it's too damaged to even continue, so it's already off the track.
hey, but Boosie made a good point though. Gran Turismo just ghosts the flag. Yeah, that's true. When you're
They did
blue,
what?
they ghost the flags. Like I'm sorry, they ghost the flag cars. So if you're getting a blue flag and you're running up on some front runners, they just ghost you.
So you can just drive through them.
Yeah, so they can just
Oh,
drive through
okay.
everybody.
Okay, so there. That's a solution.
What? Well, hold up. AI. Hold on. So you're literally going to say that you're okay with that happening, but you're not okay with stopping something from
Well,
happening?
if they're ghosting the car, they're not taking you off now, are they?
If you're what now?
If they're ghosting a car that's under a blue, they're
Yeah.
not taking you off, are they?
No, but if I can stop
Then
the
I
things from
guess, then I guess
happening,
that's a solution because it's not, he's not taking you off. I'm
so
saying if he
you didn't
takes
think
you
mine was
off,
a solution?
what?
You didn't think my suggestion was a solution?
No, no, no. I said if it's going to be like that, where a car takes you off physically or physically, virtually, right? If he takes you off, the penalty should be the same as it is in the real world. There shouldn't be no AI. It should be stewards saying, okay, we've determined you did this, and so now this is the penalty you're going to incur.
You
That's
know,
what I think.
you do know cars don't turn into ghosts in real life, though, right?
No, I don't. But see, it's in order to avoid the situation you're talking about. That's a solution. He can't take you off. Then we wouldn't even be talking about this.
But you say you don't want any. You want it to mirror the real world. That's
If
what I'm
he
trying to
can't,
say.
if he can't take you off, then it's not a problem. If he takes you off, then if you have live stewards, they have to steward the race just like they do in the real world. That is what I'm saying.
All right, let's
Pure and
do the
simple.
real world, but let's have some Mario ghost cars on the track as well. Christopher White, I'm going to be honest, Jamal. I literally despise AI. The only time I like it is when it helps me with school.
Ah, ha, ha.
But other than that, I agree with.
Hashtag Chat GPT.
But other than that, I agree with Key. AI should be left out in racing. I don't listen. I don't. I'm not a fan of AI. I hate AI cars. I hate electric cars. I hate majority of that type of stuff. What I'm trying to say for that one little thing, I'm saying AI should be implemented since it's already implemented. You know, it's so funny. We sitting here arguing about whether AI should not be involved in something, but we're playing a game that's on the computer ran by a server by a bunch
I
of bugs that
know.
wrote a bunch of
That's
code to AI. What are we talking
that's the
about?
I no. That's the ironic part. See, so what we're trying to do
It's not
is
ironic to
find.
me. It seems
It
very
is.
mind
I
blowing to
no,
y'all.
no, no. It is very ironic because the thing is that it's very much driven by AI, right? However, we are humans interfacing in this sim environment. See, so all it is that there's an AI component that makes it very realistic. However, I think even in that virtual environment where there is an AI component driving it all, the human interaction with regards to stewarding should still mirror. I just fundamentally believe this. Got to key if you're gonna have racing, you're gonna be using cars that mirror the real world cars. You got to steward races in the same way how they are with these real cars when they run them in the real life. That's just my thought. I don't think
So if you're telling me, so you're telling me if you was in an ACC tournament and there was $100 million on the line, you've been training for your whole life. I mean,
what's
you've been
in a
training for.
race where
Let me
there's a
finish.
hundred million dollars on the table.
Let me finish. There's a
Okay,
100 million. Okay, all right. You want to be realistic? Say there's a
10 million,
hundred. There's a
10 million.
$100,000 on the table
No, I'm
instead
not
of
10 million,
instead of
10 million, 10 million, 10
no.
million.
Let's just say 100. The number doesn't matter. It's a large number
Okay,
that you want. It's
all
on
right,
the
okay.
table, right? You've been training
Mhm.
all year. Once that person takes you out, you'll never have a chance to get that. And I know you're saying that's real life, but hold on. We're doing sim racing, and that money can change the rest of your life. You telling me
It
that you
can,
wouldn't want some type of thing that's just gonna stop that from happening? Oh man, that was a close one. If it wasn't for that system that Assetto Corsa just put in there, his
but if
whole
I
life
get
would have been
wait a
ruined.
minute, wait, hold on. I get taken out. Dude's kind of freight train the cars, me and the car dude pushes me out. I go out, he gets screwed up. Other cars go past, right? So AI puts me back up front. Is that
I
what
just
happens?
You said what
No, I'm
now?
asking. I'm asking you. Does AI, if it determines that happened, do I then get teleported to the front?
No, you get teleported to the pits. Just like when you turn backwards, you get teleported to the
Okay,
pits.
okay, okay, okay. See, so what I'm saying is that regardless, if I get taken out, I get taken out. What's the result for me? I get it. There's a penalty. Let's just say AI just moves in from the track. What about me though? What about that?
I'm talking about the person that did
I'm
the
saying me.
collision.
I got taken out, right? See, so
Yeah.
AI deals with homeboy. What about me though?
Well, you don't get taken out.
No, no. I'm in your scenario. I got taken out.
You wouldn't get taken out
So
because AI would have stopped it before it happened.
what?
So I don't think you understood what I said, bro. I'm
I
saying
understood what you said. I want you to elaborate. I understand.
How you don't understand if I just said it and you said what?
Because you're talking precognition. So I want you to elaborate. Go ahead.
All
It's
right, so
predicting now.
like I said, man. So you know how when you drive backwards, before you even attempt to drive any further, it sends you back to the pits. So if I'm behind, so say I'm in P set, say I got taken out in the beginning of the race. And now all of a sudden I'm coming up on some slower people, but they're battling for position. It's like four people in front of me battling position. But I'm the fast car. And now I'm just putting pressure on that dude for the past two laps. I've been faking like I'm gonna overturn somebody. I've been acting like like I'm gonna overtake somebody, but I don't. But then I finally just try to overtake somebody. I dive bomb and take them out. My theory, what I'm trying to promote is I want a system that be in place, the AI system to be in place, just like the turnaround feature where it sends you back to the pits. I want it to be in place to where it monitors that blue flagged car that's approaching those other four cars. It monitors them for the next four laps because we know that they're blue flag approaching some green people. And once they moving up on speed, it catches their movement. The AI catches that blue flag car's movements. Once it feels like it's being too aggressive, getting too close to them, like it's crossing a line that it shouldn't cross, it should just send them back to the pits. The reason why
Okay.
that'll stop the spinning out from happening because they never got close. They never got past the barrier. So basically, while I'm proposing is if you're a blue car and you're approaching a group of cars that are racing at race pace, and you're a blue car, just because you have a faster pace, if you cross the line, you automatically get sent to the pits. You won't even get a chance to overtake anybody or take anybody out. That's what I'm saying. I know he
Okay.
didn't fall asleep.
No, like I said, I was just listening.
No, I'm saying is that so far fetched though?
Yeah, it is, in my opinion. But okay. Like I said, we're in different spaces when it comes to this. Okay. Like I said, I'm being. That's why I'm not going to argue it anymore. I'm
Bro, why you
listening to
keep
you.
calling it argument? We having a discussion on a
No,
podcast.
no, I know, but I'm saying, like I have my position on it, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to reiterate it anymore. I'm just listening to your position now.
You asked me to explain it. You said what?
That's why I said, dude, I'm listening at this point. I'm not. I don't have a retort, bro. I don't. I'm just
All
listening.
right,
I'm listening to your position. I'm like, okay.
all right, man. It ain't even you ain't even got to take it like that. Boosie,
No, I'm not taking it any kind of way. Like I said, I don't have any more to say about it. I've already said I think it should kind of mirror what happens in the real world. That's my position. I don't really have any more to say. If you think that there should be a more incorporated AI component, that's your position. I'm listening to it. That's it. That's all.
Boosie, Key, I understand what you're saying, but let's say the rules of this competition to say it's a full collision race, and you accept to still race. Then if you get taken out, it is what it is. Facts, that's true. Is you agree to the rules of the set race, then you agree to all outcomes in the race, good and bad. That is true. That is true. I do understand all that. I'm just trying to be proactive before it happens. What was I about to say? So you unveiled your new livery on the Ferrari. Do you try to get any other versions of it?
Yeah, I want to do an inverted color. So I want to go white on the top, and then do you have a video? Let me dig it up. I can send it to you.
You talking about your YouTube?
Yeah, where I did the unveiling, so you can just show it.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah, you can dig it up. Okay. I just want to invert the colors. That's all. I want to go white on the top and then gunmetal on the body. I want to draw. I want to, and then the logos that are black would then become white, and then the logos that are white would be black. So if the top is white, then the logos on the rear quarter panels will be black, and then the body's going to be gunmetal. So that means the logos on the hood and on the front fenders would be white. Then there's the red accent on the bottom, and then I don't know, maybe like a darker gunmetal gray or black wheel,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I was thinking about doing it inverted color variation. Yeah, I think it's like right here. It's literally right here.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you guys that are wondering, this is the new livery scheme for the Ferrari that Jamal and Zone convinced me I need to. I'm a Ferrari guy, so now I've become a Ferrari guy. So we moved from the Porsche to the Ferrari, and we got a livery done by my good buddy Dario of Lita Skin Design in Italy. This guy does amazing work, right? He can do uh, intricate, complex liveries. He could do very muted minimalist, and I'm a minimalist guy. I like simple but effective, and this is what we came up with. HX is the new e-scooter brand that we have become an authorized agent for our business specific rides here. And so, just like the Porsche, we're using this as a marketing tool. So that is pretty much the skinny behind the new livery on the Ferrari 296 GT3.
Nice. So you say you want to invert it.
Yeah.
Let's try to just get
So
a.
we go. So where it's white, you go gunmetal gray, and then on the hood, right, in the top, you see right there, then you go white, and then
Try to go back
invert
to.
the. Okay.
No, you keep talking.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're just inverting where there's white and gunmetal gray. We just flip it, so then the white goes on the top
Yeah.
part of the car, and then the gunmetal's on the bottom, and then we would just invert the colors,
So
just to
leave that
go with
red.
a what a,
Leave
what
that
a,
red
what a
to the right.
dark, and we keep the red where it is, right? See, so all we're just doing is inverting the two top colors, right, and then going with a darker scheme because
Mm-hmm.
the car would then it'll appear darker. The light portion will be on the top of the car, but the majority of the car would be dark, as opposed to the majority of the car being light, and then the dark portions on the top. That's what I mean by inverting the colors. That's all.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. But it looks good though, man. Um,
Thank you.
I drove the 30 minutes behind. Why is Zone always behind? I don't get it. Why you can't just
Because Zombie always coming in late. He always coming in late and shit. That's why.
I'm saying why can't he just go to the live button? To the
I
live button.
mean, like it's like you could just go right to where we're at and then catch the replay later, dude. Look what you missed.
Hmm.
Oh, I missed out 15 minutes. So I'm gonna play it at 2x. Catch up. I'm like, what?
All right. So the new. Oh yeah, was he? Hey man, we should all round together and do one of those endurance races over the summer for damn sure. We talked about that off camera before though.
Yeah. Well, just this weekend, they have the Assetto Corsa friends. I found the Discord. They are the dudes who ran the 24 hours of Nurburgring this weekend in Assetto Corsa, like the Nurburgring Nordschleife circuit.
Mm-hmm.
One hell of a race, man. They had a lot of people checking in. I'm with Bootsy. I'm down for that. You already know I'm a Nords dude.
Well, we can't race no Nords on
Why?
ACC.
No, it's an AC. What it is they ran the Nords in AC, and all the cars that were running were basically mods or patches. They updated cars, so they ran updated cars on the Nordschleife and ran a 24-hour race, bro. There was a shit ton of people there.
Oh, no, that's cool. Nah, what I was talking about because he was basically saying we should run an endurance race. I'm assuming he's talking about ACC, but I don't have AC. I only got
Oh,
ACC, so that's why I was saying they
oh,
don't have
okay.
Nords.
We could run an ACC too. I'm down.
Well, we have to run. Anyways, we for sure we definitely do. We talked about that off camera before though.
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
get
That's
the
what I'm saying.
team
I'm
together.
down.
Trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
get a
down for
team
that.
together because we can definitely do that for sure. Um, I know Kevin. He's been on here before. I can't pronounce his last name, but he does a lot of iRacing.
He was
Um,
the guy that was telling me to jump into the Nords on iRacing, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
was that him? Okay, I remember. Yeah,
possibly.
I remember.
But I know he drove a lot of Porsche. Cause like that Porsche, it drives different in iRacing though compared to ACC.
That's what I hear from the iRacing, the Tag Heuer I
Mm-hmm.
Porsche
Cup
Cup
car.
in
Yeah,
iRacing. They
yeah, it
say that
drives
that
different.
car just it has a whole different feel.
Like it locks up like no other. So you
Are
gotta
they
say,
still doing that in iRacing, the Tag Heuer Cup?
I don't know, man. I haven't signed on iRacing in so long, man. I don't know.
Because I haven't even seen anything on YouTube about it. Because I don't know if is the new Porsche on iRacing.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like it was on there before it was on ACC.
Really? Oh, okay.
I think it was, man.
Because I haven't heard anything about Porsche Cup in iRacing, and maybe that's just it's not my feed
Yeah, I
isn't
think you got to be tight. I think you got to be on it. Like,
well, the admittedly, the majority of the sim racing content I get is ACC and AC based, right? That's what my algorithm gives me. So I don't really get a whole lot of iRacing shit, admittedly. So maybe they are.
well, yeah, it is. The 992 is already on there. Matter of
Okay.
fact, I think I remember watching a video of Dave Suzuki racing it, but it's the 911 GT3 Cup 992.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already
Okay.
on.
So they are running it. Okay.
Hmm.
They need to bring that shit to ACC.
What?
They should the Tag Heuer Cup.
Yeah, they
I think it's exclusive. It's exclusive to iRacing though. I already know.
well, I
Like
mean, let's see.
I'm
What?
saying in terms of the deal, like in terms of like legit, the Tag Heuer Porsche Cup, that's an exclusive deal with iRacing.
Yeah. Well, they got something similar. So like LFM, they have a hold on, don't get me lying.
No, no, no. I think because like even RCI, dude, they got a Maserati Cup, dog.
No, that's what I'm trying to say to you is that if I'm not mistaken, no, they have a BMW. So ACC LFL, they have a BMW M2 Cup.
M2, yes, yeah,
They could
yeah.
basically make up one to where they had like a Porsche Cup
Hmm.
on here, but it would be individualized based on like the servers or whatever they
But
would
no,
call
I'm saying it wouldn't be like the actual because Tag Heuer literally that iRacing series is literally like the esports extension of the real thing. So it's like sanctioned, right?
it.
Like
Mm.
they don't do that with ACC. I
Yeah,
think that's exclusive. Yeah.
so you got Emmanuel Briggs. You guys hear about the Gran Turismo movie? Of course, we heard about it.
Yes, sir. What's up,
It's
Emmanuel?
it's got our boy Jan Yarder Martin, bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh, hey, dude, do you have that link?
On my
He
phone.
ran it. He ran it Super Taiku this weekend.
Yeah, I know he
The
did the
24
Fuji.
hours.
Yeah, remember I sent it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the Fuji.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm trying to get it up.
Yep. That was some other shit I watched this weekend. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was happy for him, man. He finally got a
Dude, because we were asking him, we were like, dude, what the hell's been going on with that dude?
yeah.
And then you were like, yo, this is what's going on with him. I was like, oh shit, he's running the GTR.
Uh, some update on it. Cause I got the link, the actual link, but I'm trying to see if there's any footage of it because this is a Fuji 24 hours.
Dude, that race, yeah, it was a whole 24. It's like cut up in like five, like 10 hours. I was gonna say 5, 10 hours. It's like five
Mm,
5 hour
yeah.
blocks or something like that. Because I caught it at various times. It was that the spa race, GT3s,
Mm-hmm.
the 24 hour, the AC Friends, and then there was Monaco. There's a bunch of stuff this weekend.
Okay, let's see. I found a bunch. Man, they stream the whole thing, bro.
What the 24 hours Mount Fuji?
Yeah, the Super Two Tycoon.
Yeah, Super Tycoon. Yeah,
Well, not the whole. They didn't stream the whole 24 hours. They just streamed this one for 4 hours. But yeah, it's pretty.
they don't have the whole thing up there because I watched like literally. I watched.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty sure
tuned
they
in.
do. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
streamed it out in parts.
Okay,
Um,
but we don't know like when he was doing the stints in the. We have to dig that up. Like when he was doing the stints in the GTR, we got to find out what the actual team, which GTR he was running, and when he did his stints.
mhm, yeah. And he says, I think there's another one coming out called Sim Racer. Interesting. Yeah, sim racing has grown in like the last 3 years. I know once that terrible
The
sickness
pandemic.
happened, right? The pandemic,
Oh
right?
yeah, right, all right.
It when that happened, it forced everybody to do everything.
Bro, dude, did I tell you about what happened with the that it was like NASCAR East? It was one of their regional series,
Hmm.
and so the sponsors at our day had cut the checks back in late 2019. During the holidays and stuff, right, going into the new year, and then they locked everything down, right? So the sponsors was like, "Hey, look, check this out. Y'all gonna do one or two things. Either y'all gonna like do some esports stuff and do this racing and promote our business, or we want our money back." Guess what
Hmm.
they made the racers do? They had to do the sprint car races, bro, on iRace.
Mm.
Like real talk, they did. Because sponsors were like, "We want our money back if y'all ain't gonna run. We want our shit back." Because the contract the contract stipulated it, right? Contract
Yeah.
had that. It said nothing about a lockdown, um, a sickness. We'll just
Hmm.
call it that, right? It didn't say nothing about that, and they
Yeah.
were serious about their money because they were like, "Well, you know what? Since all this is happening, people ain't driving in their homes. We're an oil manufacturer. I'm not gonna mention the names of the companies, but they were like, "Hey, listen, we need to get our marketing, our name, our brand out somehow because this is what we're paying for. So if you can't do it in the real world, do it in the virtual. You better do it, or we want our money back." And a lot of the racers at first were like, "Are they serious?" And they were like, "Hell yeah, they serious.
Yeah.
They were dead serious, dude. That's why sim racing blew up. Look, dude, Max Verstappen still does it now. You know what I
I mean,
trip out on with Max? You know what I trip out on with Max?
he wasn't
How
doing sim racing before that.
that's what I'm saying. He's been doing it. I'm saying you're top guy, right? He just won Monaco. I mean, looks like he's a lock for his third in a row, right? That's why it's like, what is the point in us talking about Formula One at this point? Okay, but just to note, yeah, he won Monaco. He's up there in the points. He's running away with the stuff, right? He's running away with it. But that guy is an avid sim racer. So is what's his name at McLaren? What's his
Norris.
name? Norris.
Norris.
He's a
You
sim
know,
racer too.
what's so funny? Valtteri Bottas apparently doesn't like sim racer, but he's sponsored by Track. Like, who is it? Track Racer, and he's been
How,
doing a lot of their commercials and stuff. I don't know if it's
dude,
Track Racer or somebody.
how do you do that? How are you on
He's,
record not liking what it is that the sponsor that's paying you
but
is
you know,
funding your
but you
what?
know but that's kind of normal though when you think about it because it's like, for instance, um, I mean, it'd be like this. Check this out, right? Say somebody like Dale Earnhardt. He probably so Dale Earnhardt, the young one. He said that his dad probably wouldn't have liked sim racing. He'd probably tell him, get off that game and stop playing that and go do some real stuff.
Yeah.
But his dad would have probably been sponsored by Compaq Computer, and you need a computer to do sim racing. I
Well,
don't
I
know,
mean,
but that's not as direct as your example, but it's kind of like they still have to use the sim in some capacity, like for some type of reconnaissance. They just don't like
well,
it.
I was gonna say, dude, let's look at it like this, right? From an engineering standpoint, right? The first variants or versions of simulation in motorsport were the what they do, what they call it, CF something, right? Where they do a computer model of aerodynamics, right? Where they kind of model out things in the computer at first, right? Before they get to making shit, they'll let the computer tell them probably in a probability aspect what's going to be the best design given the aerodynamic properties, right? The shape of a car or something like that. See, so virtualization and all that type of stuff had already been utilized in motorsport long before it became a driver tool. Okay. But let's take it outside of motorsport for just a second. You know, you have to put hours in a simulator if you want to fly a plane.
Hmm.
Okay. See, so in the aviation industry, simulation has already been vetted. Already been vetted. Why isn't it good for motorsport?
No.
Okay. So I think what it now becomes is a conversation about people who may have what you can call, say, a Luddite effect or something where you have people that are afraid of technology, right? They're afraid of technological evolution, right? You got a lot of NASCAR guys that were like, well, we don't want to see NASCARs go to fuel injection, center lock hubs, air jacks, and all this kind of shit, right? They don't want to see NASCARs modernized. But see, when you ask some of the old school guys like a Mark Martin, um, Kenny Wallace, those type of guys, you know what they'll tell you? These cars right here perform the best. The new NASCARs perform the best of any car. They're way more versatile than any NASCAR predecessor. But
Yeah.
but once again, right? Center lock hubs, air jacks, fuel injection. There's a lot of old school guys who feel as though it just kind of takes away from NASCAR,
Hmm.
right? So it's kind of like a that's why I was even, we were talking about the whole thing with AI and all that stuff, right? When it comes to motorsport, it's sort of like it, a lot of this shit becomes subjective, right? It really does. It really becomes subjective. It's kind of like some people think about it like this, right? You've always had a lot of people scoff at Formula One in America, right? Because what America always felt as though was that kart or IndyCar, right, was the superior product. Well, they zip around the Indy 500, the Indianapolis track at way higher speed than Formula One and all this and all that. But then the Europeans would say, well, shit, take one of those cars, put it on a European track, and watch a Formula One car eat its lunch. Who's right
Mm.
or who's wrong?
Yeah.
Right? Because, see, I remember when Nigel Mansell put in work over in Europe, then came over to the United States and ran IndyCar in '93 and '94, if I'm not mistaken. In both
Mm.
years, ate everybody's lunch over here.
Yeah, he did.
He did. So who's right? Who's wrong? You know what I
Well,
mean?
I
It's
mean,
like,
well, that's the thing. I don't ever think anybody's right or wrong.
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
You
It's
just
it's
do what
all
benefits the field.
yeah, it's all subjective when it comes down to it, right? That's why you have so many different disciplines of motorsport, so many different classes. Because see, like even within like say like the realms of rally and shit like that. I was just watching a video on this like a day or two ago, and a guy was literally breaking down all of the classes of WRC. I think it's I think the lowest class is Rally 5. It goes Rally 5, Rally 4, Rally 3, Rally 2, Rally 1. Right? We've covered Rally 1. The hybrid, the real stupid fast car is the one that unfortunately Craig Breen passed away in, right? Just recently. Rest in peace to him in testing. Um, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of different philosophies with regards to what a Rally 5 car should be versus a Rally 4 and a Rally 3. And we're not even into rally like that, but it's interesting to kind of observe the people who are how it is that they determine these various classifications, right? To make competition fair, and all this kind of stuff. That's why I was like, dude, there's a lot of subjectivity to it. That's why I won't, at the end of the day, say somebody's right or wrong about anything. It's all about interpretation, so to speak. We've seen this with the floors. That was a thing at Monaco, right? Because cars got lifted up and they had just released these new variants of the side pods and the floors and shit. And then when you had cars go off, the cranes were lifting the cars up. Now everybody can kind of see what was done, right?
Mm.
We were exposed to secrets and shit. Um, it's part of the sport.
Facts.
It's a
Facts.
part of the sport, bro. Dude, like, let's not get the talking karting and the shit. The stuff we encountered in karting. We were just talking about SCUSA because they were at North Texas this weekend, right? Kart
Yeah.
Chaser was that was another event I was watching. Kart Chaser was showing the event live. SCUSA was there, bruh. You and I
Yeah, it
both
was
know how karting goes.
TSRS, Texas Sprint Race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you and I both know how karting goes. A lot of dudes got their tricks. Let's just call them. We even had our own. Just saying. Just saying. You know. So.
Feel you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but outside of that, man, I know that there was a race in Donington. GT World was at Donington.
Yes.
I didn't really pay
Yeah.
too much attention to that one. But I know this race. This is race week for at Suzuka for Super GT. It's round 3 at Suzuka, the 450 kilometer. So I'll be on the lookout for a review that I will be dropping this week. And then outside of that, I dropped a video this morning, so if you guys could please go check that out. You
Hey,
got
wait,
anything?
real quick. Well, I was gonna ask you about. Is there a livery in the works or something? For Keita Auto, like what's going on? Give us the inside scoop.
No, I don't have a livery on the end. I need to give you the information to see if Dario can make me one.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So that's the inside scoop. We're gonna be soon. There's gonna be a Keita Auto livery unveil.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to get too. I don't want to get too
Yeah, for sure though, man. But when I do that one, though, I'm definitely gonna unveil it with them, and
much. Okay.
we'll check that out. Got anything you want to plug? Anything to look for on your channel today? I mean, this week.
Wait. Okay. So just real quick, let's revisit because I did run the laps at Mount Panorama last night without any engineering assistance from Jamal. Which, if I had that, I think I would have probably dipped maybe a few more seconds lower, but I didn't. So I just kind of rung it. I did run a 2:11.25 at Mount Panorama in that Ferrari. Um, so I'm just throwing it out there. I know I posed a challenge a couple weeks ago, and then I don't want you guys to think I flaked. I did run those laps last night. That was the if you could just, I don't know if you want to post that link in there, just for proof, right? I did it. So I don't want people thinking that I laid that challenge out and then didn't do it, man. I ran it last night.
All right, let me post that link right now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because even I was telling you on the phone, I was like, man, I gotta, dude, I feel bad, man. I gotta run these laps.
Right. Anyways, there was a guy also that I found yesterday that I'm gonna post one of his videos in the link in the chat.
Okay.
He does pretty good. His name is Automobilistic. He he's a he's a he does hold on, I'm sorry. He does documentaries on like just cars and just things of like automobile history. But anyways, I'm posting it right now in the chat. Check them out.
All right,
Oh,
hold
and
on.
also I did the McLaren. I drove the new McLaren Evo. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quickly,
your review
how
will
was
be on
it?
the way.
Okay. Okay.
Review will be on the way. But that McLaren Evo, I will say this: it's a fun car to drive. It's just like every other McLaren. I just never drove the McLaren just because everybody used to drive them, and honestly, I don't really care too much about the looks of it. But it's a fun car to drive. It's very responsive. It does what you want.
Mhm.
More of the story. But yeah, you dropped. Yo, what up, Mo? Hey, appreciate you, man, for popping in. It was a short one tonight, man. But yeah, we about to jump up out of here, man. If you guys would like to donate to the channel, the link, the tags are at the bottom. You can hit me at Cash App $ the Keita Auto. If you'd like to donate to Ulysses at Complex Designs, his Cash App is $CMPLXDSGN. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys joining us. Stay tuned. Super GT is at Suzuka this weekend. I'm gonna try to see how I can stream that live. So stay tuned for that. Outside of that, man, we're gonna let Complex come back in so he can say before he can say bye to everybody.
Dude, that you blame that on a super sensitive screen on a new phone. My bad.
That's bro. It's cool. But
No,
yeah,
no, man, no. I don't have anything else to put on it, man. Cool chop up, bro. I'm just excited to kind of get going with the new Ferrari stuff. Get going on trying to learn this car. You
hmm
know what I mean? And really kind of move on the stuff we've been talking about on the phone in terms of the marketing stuff and getting the business side of this really embedded so we can really kind of push this to how we want to, you know. So yeah, that's all.
for sure. But yeah, man, we're gonna keep it together, man. Until next time, guys. I'll see y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.